Hello everyone. Welcome to the lecture series of the course Technical Communication whose code is KAS 301. So today we are going to deal with lecture number 21, that is all about seminar conference paper presentation. If you remember students, we have already done seminar conference paper writing, how to write a research paper for seminar and conference. Today we are going to discuss how do you present this paper in front of audience. So in context of presentation skills, we'll be discussing in this particular video. Before this, we discussed about group discussion and interview skills, which I suppose is very, very important for all of you to learn and to get going with it, to do and practice your interview and giving group discussions and conducting group discussions ways. Now, first of all, I will tell you that what is the outline of the video, that is what we are going to discuss today. We are going to discuss about seminar and conference, although we have already done it, and I suppose that all my students by now know what is a seminar and what is a conference and what is the difference between them. Also, I'll be discussing the points for conducting a seminar or a conference, and then how to design a presentation for a seminar conference in different contexts, like taking in consideration their content, focus, and style. So let's get started. First of all, seminar. Seminar is derived from a Latin word that is seminarium, which means seat plot. So seminarium has a meaning named seat plot, which is a typical academic instruction at an educational institute or a professional organization. So be it in an educational institute or a professional like any MNCs or organizations, seminars are conducted time to time. And what is the idea behind conducting those seminars? The seminars is to familiarize. It is to familiarize participants more extensively with the methodology of their chosen subject. So whatever topic you are researching on, or you want to go into deep and explain it to others, you work on that topic and then you present in front of your audience like an expert. You are an expert of that talk, where you discuss your chosen subject and widen the knowledge of your participants, and to allow them to interact with examples of practical problems. So it is not only a lecture way, but considering the practical form of or the application of the subject chosen that always crop up during the work. So what practical aspects or what practical issues do you face while working on them or while doing the live job? So that is being considered in this. You plan ahead for conducting seminars successfully. What are the points that you take care of while conducting any seminar? So one is to plan ahead, that is you plan it before your seminar, way before, a week, a month, maybe before. All the seminar does not require too much time to get preparations, because it is usually it is a single day event, and for a single day event one can organize it uh, on the in the less time as well. But since you have to invite various people in, or experts, or maybe your audience, so you need to inform them earlier. So you have to plan ahead of that event. Allow at least a few days or merely a month to book time for people's diary to design and set up for a seminar. So you inform them about the date, the venue, so that they can schedule their time for that particular seminar. Select good speakers who would keep the audience engaged. So the experts should be well knowledge, well grossed in the subject. Provide the speakers or presenters with relevant information about the audience. What kind of audience is there? You do the audience analysis, and then you provide the information about the audience, their background. Maybe you are specifying to some gender, or maybe age specific, or different other issues, or different other parameters, I'm sorry, different other parameters that are considered before giving a presentation. You intimate your speakers or presenters about them so that they can prepare it as per their audience. Keep a tab on time. ensure that the stage equipment, so the various stage equipments will be required, maybe LCD, maybe microphones, lights, sound, seating, the sound quality, everything has to be checked that it is intact and well in time. Now, conference. Conference is a formal meeting for discussion, problem solving, or consultation. Therefore, the main difference between seminar and conference is that seminar is academic in nature, whereas conference can be academic as well, but can be considered in news, like you have heard of press conference, business conferences, and it could be academic conference, right? So one by one we'll discuss it. First of all, news or press conference. It is a media event in which newsmakers invite multiple journalists to hear them speak and ask questions. So a panel is sitting of the interviewers, and the media is asking them questions related to them. You must have seen at various movies, in serials, how the press conferences are conducted, or maybe in the news channels where they have shown press conferences. Then business conferences are one thing which are organized to discuss presenting issues, the issues that are hovering in the organizational setup, how it is creating a problem or any kind of problem or issues that they are facing, and how they can get over those problems. So maybe to networking, creating awareness about the products or services launch, sharing future plans. So there could be a number of reasons why do you conduct these business conferences. So you're depending on your purpose, you conduct the conference, and that will be depending on your purpose, your nature gets specified. Academic conferences is what you must have also come across or must have heard. It is a forum for researchers to present and discuss their work and research findings. So my dear friends, it is to and this is per, present, right? Now, there are also certain points that I would like to discuss in conducting a seminar, a conference successfully. Again, here you plan ahead. Now, this really needs time, because it's a huge event which may be more than one day. It could last for 2, 3 days, or maybe a week. So in that case, you have to do various kinds of preparations related to the venue, maybe related to the residence of the invitees or guests that you are inviting, then the invitation list, then the setting, the venue, the location, about the food that you are going to offer, how you are going to offer. So everything has to be in place. So you prepare a you plan it accordingly as per the density. I mean, how many people are there, what kind of speakers are there, from where they are coming, are they local, are they coming from abroad, or maybe from national territories, right? So all these things has to be taken care of before planning any conference, because you plan accordingly. As I told you, you can compare it with a function at your home, maybe a marriage at your home, wherein you invite your guests, you see their how they are going to stay, so you are going to take care of their stay, what kind of food, how you are going to provide them the food, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, tea time. So how you're going to arrange, so all those arrangements have to be looked over. So that is why you plan ahead. Have clear-cut objectives set as an outcome. So what your objectives are there from this conference, what do you want to achieve, so what do you want to get as a result, as an outcome. So you set up your objectives before planning, I mean at the planning stage of conference, conducting a conference. Have clear cut theme. You should have a clear cut theme. Speakers should be carefully selected. Decide the logistics before the objective and content, as you may be scrapping the barrel to fill a 2-day program when one day could serve the purpose. Because now if you're engaging 2 days, so you have to plan everything at its place. No free time is there. You get your audience engaged, your logistics, whatever money you are spending, it should be of full utility. Select the venue judicially after drawing the short list, visit the venue, and meet the staff who will be looking over to your delegates. Watch out the hidden cost at the site, like on site, photography, charges, equipment, and various other things are there which should be taken care of while conducting a paragraph. So after seeing all the hidden costs or hidden charges, what extra expenses you are going to incur, you move ahead to put yourself in delegate shoes. This statement means when you are deciding upon the logistics, the venue and the location, everything you are planning, at that time you are going to see how your delegates, I mean the people who you will be calling, what kind of problems or issues they can face. Maybe they can face noise, right? Background noise. So how to curb the noise, movement between the rooms, availability of telephone, serving time in the restaurants. So various things has to be considered before planning any kind of event. So next is to ensure that some senior level manager takes ownership of the program so that the standards are consistently high. So there is a kind of a trust issue when you have when you know that a senior personality is engaged with the conference, you get the sigh of relief, right? That we are at safe hands or we are not going to waste our time. So seniority has to be added. Then avoid poor pacing. An ideal conference includes a mix of subjects, presentation style. So it should not be monotonous. It should have a variety. It should be aimed to mix contrasting views, stimulating debate. So debate should be there. People should present their own views. Then different views can be clubbed together to get more information and to get going. You have to play strategic breaks as well, because when you keep on doing and when you keep on listening, it becomes boring at one end, it becomes tiring as well. So you need to have that break so that one can get back to its work. Also, those breaks, or you have to plan it accordingly, what time should be designated to the speech and what is the break time. So considering the lunch, the tea time, you are planning, or your speech or your whatever discussions are going on, that should be planned as per your breaks. So you have to plan it accordingly beforehand it, right? Now, how do you design a presentation for a seminar or conference? Now, three things that you have to consider is the content, what content you are going to put, and what content you are going to utter or deliver or confer in front of your audience. What should be your focus? What is your primary aim, focus in your presentation? And next one is the style, how you're going to deliver it. What is the style that you're adopting for effective delivery of your presentation? So structuring a presentation is as important as its implementation. The presenter has to organize the content and also to decide what techniques will he be using while presenting the content. His focus. He should first choose a topic on which he is going to speak. Next, he prepares the material. Then he decides what points are going to be emphasized. Now, there are certain points, some key points that has to be focused, or that has to be emphasized, stressed. So you have to take out those points. You have to mark those points so that you are able to uh, deliver it effectively. Now, next comes the choice of an appropriate style. What style you are going to use. The third important thing is delivery, how you deliver your content. You have prepared your content, you have chosen the key points. Now how do you deliver that to your audience? A good presentation is always audio centric. Whenever you are planning a presentation, it is always audience centric. You think of your audience and then you plan your presentation. A speaker has to choose the following order to make his presentation effective. Now, it could be inductive order, deductive order, question to answer order, chronological order, cause and effect order. Any order that you choose, that should be as per your material. I mean, that should be as per your content and audience. So then you decide your order. Additionally, proper use of audiovisual aids can grab audience attention. So that is one of the major things, that is to grab the audiovisual aids, or to use audiovisual aids in your presentation, that I have already discussed with you in presentation skills part 1 and part 2, how important is audiovisual aids. So this was all about seminar and conference paper presentation. How do you conduct the seminar or a conference, and then you deliver your presentation, what things you should consider, Also, I have talked about presentation skills, wherein I have discussed how to deliver your presentation. So you can choose or you can select all those material into the question, which will be as per key, how do you deliver your content or presentation in a seminar or a conference. So you do not have to get confused. You can use your answers or presentation skills. You can use the content or presentation skills, because presentation is the same thing. Whether you are presenting in front of a class, you're presenting in a conference or a seminar, basic presentation skills will be common. Then as per the audience, as I have always told you, that as per the nature of audience, as per the designing of the audience, you change your presentation styles, right? Formality, be if it being more formal, right? So those things has to be taken care of. Now this is all about seminar and conference paper. Next we'll be talking about argumentation skills. We'll be talking about critical thinking and nuances, that is the delivery part. How do you deliver? So there are 2 to 3 ways that you can deliver. So we'll be discussing all those things. Thank you for the day. I hope you enjoyed the video.